John, thank you very much. Welcome in. Yes, indeed, a very special guest. First time we've had a chance to talk to Ryan Jankowski, who is the Assistant General Manager for the Seattle Kraken in charge of player development. He's here with us today. First of all, thanks for joining us. Second of all, much like many of us, you started your career in the Western Hockey League. You were a scout for the Spokane Chiefs under the great Tim Speltz. And I believe you might have scouted one of us on this panel today. And I don't think it was Alison or me.
I sure did. And going back to those days, you're watching 14 and 15-year-olds. And when you look at the Bantam draft, that's kind of where we thought he would end up.
Yeah. Where'd you get picked in that Bantam draft?
5th overall, Tri-City.
What? Hey.
Oh. I was good back in the day.
You were. Very good player. Very good young player.
Spokane was good back then, so you probably didn't have a chance to pick him up then, right?
That is probably correct, yes.
What held him back from being number one? Skating? What was it?
He was a heck of a player. He was very talented. He could skate and handle the puck, and
Good job, Brett.
he had a really nice career.
This is great.
It's a great start to the day. All right.
Favorite guest ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is
Let's
awesome.
get him on more.
Hey, Ryan, let's start with this. World Junior Championships coming up, and I think a lot of our fans know that, especially because of the Western Hockey League influence around here. For those who don't know, basically the best players under the age of 20 across the world, a tournament right after Christmas. It's a really big deal. And you guys, the Kraken, have some players already that we know are going to play in that tournament, correct?
Yeah, we do. Jacob Fibiger from the Czech Republic, who plays in Brampton. He's a top 10 scorer for defenseman in the Ontario Hockey League this year. Blake Fiddler's been named to the camp for Team USA. And we're really proud of Lokic Krantz. It's his first season in the SHL. Was a 7th-round pick last year for the Kraken, but it's his first experience with the national team in Sweden at this age. So he's been a bit of a surprise for us, but he's done a really nice job in getting himself to this point with his hard work and kind of competitiveness. And he's something Team Sweden is really looking forward to taking a look at to see if he can make the team.
And there's other players. 2 countries are still announcing their rosters, of course, but one close to home in Julius Miettinen, and then one all the way on the other side of the country in goaltender Kim Saarinen. Tell us about them.
The 2 Finns, they played on the team last year. Julius is going to have even more of a role this year. He's had a great year in Everett. He's playing a meaningful role with lots of minutes. They're a very good hockey team. Not only is he providing some offense, but he's very good defensively, and we can see that transitioning over to a real good role for Team Team Finland. And then Kim Saarinen played on the team last year as a little bit more of a backup. He's got another opportunity to play this year. He's playing in the Finnish Liga, the top league in Finland, and he's doing very well there. So we expect big things out of those 2 guys for Finland.
Okay, let's talk about Jake O'Brien, another very good player. OHL, I think he's leading points 45, leading assists 34. Big year from him. How do you see that kind of evolving for him?
They're going to name their roster on Monday. Team Canada will, and Jake's had an excellent year. He's the leading scorer in the OHL, as you mentioned. He's doing exactly everything that we thought he would. He's a great playmaker. He's got exceptional vision. Hoping that he gets that opportunity with Canada to at least show himself at a camp. But if anything, he's going to have a little bit more of an offensive role because he's very good on the power play from the half wall, how he manages pucks, how he takes pucks to the net. He's a very good, well-rounded player for us.
Another guy that's had a nice start to the season, 2nd-round pick in 2024. There's already a 2024 draft pick playing here tonight named Berkeley Catton from Spokane, by the way. But tell us about Nathan Villeneuve, who's had a really nice start to the year in the OHL.
Yeah, Billy's the captain for Sudbury. They're not having a great year as a team, but Billy's bringing a lot of physicality. He's a bit of a pit bull, and that's what we really like about him. He brings a lot of energy. He's really good in the battles. As I said, he's the captain, so he's bringing his team into the fight every night, which is important for that team because they're looking for some wins. And if anything, he's going to try and just make it happen with his work ethic and competitiveness and physicality.
And another player I know that maybe is harder for people like us to get our eyeballs on, but I know the organization has been watching him closely, is goaltender Semyon Vyazavoy, and his development continues. Tell us where he's at.
Semyon's had a really good year, and this is a player that I didn't know very well when I came to the organization, but watching him have success last year in the playoffs in the KHL, he's taken the starting job this year in UFA. For his team, and he's got great numbers. He's got a .929 save percentage, a 2.25 goals against average, which for a 22, 23-year-old in the KHL is really exciting. So the nice thing about Semyon is he's really taken the ability here to take the starting job. And it's new to him, but he's handling it very, very well, and he's having a heck of a year as a result.
And some other guys that are having exciting transitions here. You have a couple players in Ollie Josephson and Clark Caswell that have gone to the NCAA. But just overall ahead, they're both from the Western Hockey League, a new path we haven't really seen up till this year. How are you seeing that from a player development role? How is that working for those players going to NCAA?
This is a little bit uncharted territory for everyone, so we weren't sure how it was going to go. And then the one thing that Ollie Josephson mentioned is that they don't play as many games, right? So he's had to get used to that. But over the last couple of weeks here, Ollie's really taken a nice step, and Clark was able to jump in right away on a really talented Denver team and play a really good role because he is skilled and creates offense and is a really smart player. So the adjustment has been there for both those guys, but it's been really positive for them because it's another level of hockey. It's a little bit faster. It's a little bit older. Yeah. But they're adjusting very well and having success as a result.
Ron, I was going to ask you about that because you mentioned this is the first year we've really seen that happen. Gavin McKenna is going to Penn State, and we're starting to see some big names, leave the Western League or leave the USHL, but especially the Western League. How does that process work? As an organization, once you've drafted a player, you've had him in, you've talked to him, do you encourage them, if that opportunity exists, to go maybe to college if it's the right opportunity? Because of what you just said. In the Western Hockey League, Ontario League, Quebec League, you're playing with 16, 17, 18, and 19-year-olds. Hockey in college, you're playing with, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds.
Correct. And I think the one thing you have to keep in mind is when they're unsigned players such as Ollie and Clark are, they've got to make the decision themselves. We can't really get too involved in the decision. Obviously, they'll consult with us, they'll ask our thoughts, but they have to do what's best for them. And I think for us, every opportunity is a good opportunity, whether it's staying in the Western Hockey League as a 19-year-old, playing a ton of minutes, being the go-to offensive guy, or making this adjustment at 19. It's an adjustment, and what we want to see is a little bit of adversity through the players' careers as well, because there's going to be adversity when they get to professional hockey. So at the end of the day, the players have to make that decision themselves. But every opportunity is different, and it's a different path for every player still to this day.
When it comes to players who are with the organization, obviously Coachella Valley, it's an exciting time, right? Because there's finally enough prospects that the bulk of the roster is Kraken prospects and drafted players. Tell us how that team is doing, what's going on in the Valley.
They're doing really well down there in Coachella, and the one thing that's different this year is there is so many young players. I was at a game this year where 4 of the defensemen had a total of 9 American Hockey League games. So it's a total shift from basically winning every night to now this path of development for the organization with the young players, and they're handling it very well. Troy Bodie and his coach, Derek Laxall, they do a tremendous job. I've known Lax a long time through the junior circuit and even his time with the Texas Stars, and he does a really good job developing players. And now there's true development too, because you have so many young players that have been drafted by the organization, and you see that every night. You're going to have ups and downs. You're not going to win every game, and the emphasis is on development, but they're winning games as a part of it, and that speaks to the culture that they have down in Coachella Valley.